Good evening. No, afternoon, sorry. It's July 3rd, 2024, and I'm at the mountain. See Sherbrooke here. I apologize for not having done this for the past couple of days. I missed 2 days, I apologize. It sucks. It's 26 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. The sun rose at 5:05 and will set at 8:38, which is 15 hours and 33 minutes sunlight. It's very perilous going down here. I'm doing this way right now because I need to hurry up and go to the studio with Bob to work on his album, because we need to put his album out. Yeah, I just gotta concentrate a bit. Got new headphones. I think I talked about that. I've been working out really great. What I was listening to on the way up is The Milk-Eyed Mender by Joanna Newsom. Because I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and they said that you listen to The Milk-Eyed Mender. I mean, of their own volition, I think they'd heard me talk about Joanna Newsom for years. But they're going through a sort of a rough time. They said they listened to it and it made them cry. And stopped evangelizing Joanna Newsom. I mean, I've talked about this before in the weather report, but how I've sort of given up on trying to convince people to listen to Joanna Newsom. But then I really haven't, because I've been talking about Joanna Newsom a lot in the weather reports. Well, anyway, I feel glad that my friend finally listened and enjoyed it, because it's a masterpiece. And so I was thinking about it. And so today, I don't think I've talked about this song yet, but I'm thinking about Bridges and Balloons, which is the opening track off of The Milk-Eyed Mender by Joanna Newsom. And it's a beautiful song. And the only reason why I'm thinking about that one in particular, instead of any other, is just it's the first one on the album. And I don't know, I'm having a rough time. To a deep and frustrating relapse of alcohol, and I'm just waiting to go to rehab, but I don't know when that's going to come. I really would like to stop drinking before then, but then can I still go and do the program even if I don't do the detox part? I don't know. But yeah, there's also this issue with, remember I talked about my problematic neighbor? Well, okay, I guess I'll get into the drama of it. But basically, he was supposed to leave on July 1st, which I believe I talked about. That's the day that everybody moves in Quebec. But so yeah, on the 30th, I ran into him. I might have talked about this anyway. Ran into him and I was like, okay, yeah, he was on the street and he was this fucking tall boy. And he's like, I'm gonna make some noise a bit, but because I'm moving. So that's fine, dude. Moving makes noise. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Then, so he started making a bunch of noise in his living room, which is above my room, at 1 o'clock in the morning, which was frustrating. But he was fucking banging shit around and talking to himself as he does often at night. And it was frustrating, but I'm not gonna go see him and make this more complicated. He's leaving. Well, he didn't want to leave on Monday, so he ended up calling the police on him, and there's an altercation stuff, and he ended up, from what I understand, pushing a police officer. It's happening right outside my window, so I heard Anyways, they ended up arresting him, but of course they let him out again, which is good, because it's not going to help him to be stuck in a fucking cell at the police station. Anyway, so the police have been at my place probably, 8 times since Sunday. Just keep showing up, and then on the 30th, he had to give back the the keys to the landlord. And I guess he told the landlord he didn't have any other copies of the keys, but he ended up like having another copy of the key because the landlord didn't change the locks that day. He only came to change the next day. Anyways, he went back into the apartment and slept in the apartment because he's got nowhere else to go. But he's also like refusing to go to the shelter and like refusing any sort of help. Anyway, so I mean, obviously this guy's like, it's difficult to like determine how much is the mental health part and stuff he cannot control versus like stuff he can control, because like he's refusing help. Now he's still there, he's still in the parking lot. He's like living in the parking lot now because the landlord, I mean, finally, okay, so like one of the big fucking issues is that, okay, so like, so the next day, the landlord, I guess, probably just came to finish moving his shit out because he just didn't move. He moved some stuff out in the weeks before, but he still had a bunch of stuff left. Not, I mean, he's sort of a hoarder, so like a lot less. But anyway, yeah, that was one of his complaints. Like on Monday, was like, well, you know, you didn't give me enough notice. Give the dude a month's notice that he had to move out. Anyway, and so like, yeah, the landlord came, I guess, to move the rest of his shit out, and found him sleeping there, so he called the police again. The problem is that there's like one social worker that works for the police, like that's like hired by the police. And it's better than zero, I guess, but for the whole city, there's one social worker. So like, the police were called, yeah, probably, I don't know, man, total since this guy moved in, over 10 times. And just in this past few days, just a couple days, like, anyway, a lot. And it wasn't until finally last night, I was coming back from my meeting at the Drug and Alcohol Recovery Center, and met up with Bob when you go play Magic the Gathering, like at the studio, to like not be at my apartment because I just don't want to deal with this guy. And then like finally, I see the cops are leaving with the social worker, because you can see it's like pretty clear that it's the social worker. And it's like, dude, why did it take that long? I don't know. It's frustrating, the lack of resources. And it's like, you know, even if he does finally accept to go to the shelter, or to like even just go there and talk to somebody, there's probably not any space. I mean, it's after the 1st of July. So there's probably some people who have lost their housing. So it's probably like one of the busier times for the shelter. But at least today, like, so, I mean, the thing is that he's just like, yeah, the landlord, sorry, I just need to vent about this. The landlord was like, again, the landlord's a nice guy, and like really try to help this dude out, but like told the neighbor, and I want to say ex-neighbor, but he's still living literally in the parking lot of my apartment building, but basically told him like, look, I'm gonna give you 5 days. I'm gonna put all your shit outside because it can't be in the apartment anymore, but I'll give you 5 days. You gotta, like, you can't be around here. You gotta leave, but I'll give you 5 days to like pick up your stuff. And I guess he thought maybe like the guy was just gonna leave. No, he's got nowhere else to go. So he's like literally just like sleeping. It's just a blanket. At least it's nice out. It's not raining. Like, and it's not too cold. It's cold. Last week, but yeah, he's just like sleeping there. And but the problem is that like he's just like really drunk all the time, and also I don't know, he's got like no boundaries, and like he feels compelled to try to talk to every single person who goes by. And like, at least for me, like, he thinks I'm nice. Like, he believes that one of my roommates is like the antagonist, right? That roommate is the reason why I got kicked out, which is not true. Just that roommate screamed at him out of just pure frustration and lack of sleep after he just like fucking. Anyway. So, he's just constantly talking shit to my roommate who just ignores him. Like, he's totally like, again, but the thing is, like, he's not totally disconnected. Because, like, the sneaky guy, so, on the first, the cops came and told him to leave. So he leaves, he was in front of the building. So he leaves down the street, but then, like in some sort of comedy film, I see him like go around the back, go all the way around and go around the back and walk up onto his ex porch. And so then I go see if the cops are still there, and the cops are just leaving as he's going upstairs, the back. So, and I don't know. I'm just trying to have empathy for the guy, but like, this just really sucks, and it's stressful to constantly have to deal with this guy. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Stay warm. I don't think it's supposed to rain, but it's cloudy. That's it. Listen to Joanna Newsom. Hope we make some good progress with this album. The goal is to finish it today. And I'm sorry I don't have the actual weather, but I need to move. And yeah, anyway, so the reason also was I just felt when I listened to Bridges and Balloons, I just felt compelled to want to get better, because there's like it doesn't matter. I've been struggling to find reasons to keep going. And oh yeah, one thing else I want to mention about the Milk-Eyed Bender. They're a very strange place to stop your car. Anyway, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about the Milk-Eyed Bender is that it's a weird album. And to me it seems really normal, because I've been listening to it for the past 18 years of my life. I've been listening, this album has been a part of my life for more than half my life, which is a weird thing to say. But it's so good. But it's really a weird album. It's been very influential since then. But especially if you look at it at the time, what a fucking weird album. It's so good. It's like, rhythmically it's very weird. The structure of the songs can be weird at times. They have just like harp and voice usually. Very uncommon, especially at the time. Her voice is super weird. The lyrics are weird. It's just a weird album. It's so good. But yeah, sort of struck once again, like, the fact that there is such beauty that exists in this world is a motivating factor to want to keep going, honestly, and to not just keep going in this cycle of suffering and pain that I've been dealing with. So yeah. Then also looking at I want to say ex-neighbor, but he's still living in my parking lot. It's this dude looking at like, oh, this guy, I don't know. Like I was thinking about this yesterday, thinking about that guy, like really like grateful that I am like aware that my behavior, at least like, you know, especially with like drinking, but also other stuff, which again, just the whole sort of like a tangled web of self-destructive and just destructive behavior. Anyway, that a lot of my behavior, or at least some of my behavior, causes problems for me and the people around me. And so it's my responsibility to get help. And there are people like this neighbor dude who just don't understand, like are just like incapable or unwilling, I don't know, to understand that. And that's really sad, and I feel grateful that although I'm struggling, at least I'm able to understand that, like, I can improve some stuff by getting help and working at it. Alright, I gotta go. Everyone, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry for missing out on the past 2 days. Goodbye.